This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Razor Consultant standing by. We'll take caller 9 at 844-999 Ola, and you'll play Profile this in minutes. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. First, quick check into Mike Hawk for some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, there's a pizzeria in New York City that has a new weird pizza topping.
Oh, great.
It has a pizza with spicy mustard instead of sauce.
Ted and I looked at this yesterday, okay? And understand, they're selling it as a mustard pizza. The truth is, it's a flatbread Reuben sandwich.
Yeah, that's exactly.
They do the mustard, and then it's the corned beef, and then sauerkraut.
All those flavors work together. They already have in numerous forms. Man, there was a place that had Reuben egg rolls. Do you remember that?
Yes.
But they would use Thousand Island dressing instead of that. But it was like inside of an egg roll.
It was so good.
Sauerkraut, corned beef, and a little bit of Thousand Island dressing. Or you dipped it maybe in Thousand Island dressing. I can't.
It was good.
Either way,
that sounds awesome.
It was.
That's what I mean.
They were Reuben egg rolls. We were like, this is a genius.
But see, if you said, I'm going to have a Reuben flatbread, your friends would say you sound snooty. You say, I'm going to have a mustard pizza, they say you sound trashy.
You try it, though. You never know. It's just not pizza. It's on the same form. It's like non-bread. It's whatever it is.
Even if you put it on pizza dough, like I'm eating that one.
Absolutely.
People eat breakfast pizza, dessert pizzas.
Just call it flatbread.
See, now you sound snooty.
Because if you do flatbread sandwiches, you could do that in any way, shape, or form. You could do ranch roast beef, Monte Cristo.
There's a new jean trend rolling out.
Oh.
A company is now selling just the waistband of a pair of jeans.
You know what? F that company, and it's not going to be a trend.
Just the waistband.
So then what are you wearing underneath?
You're supposed to wear it like a loose belt over another pair of jeans.
So basically, it's just a belt with belt loops that you wear over the pants you're already wearing.
And they'll charge you $23 for it.
You know what's crazy? I see homeless guys do that all the time.
Mm-hmm. They are the fashionistas.
They truly are.
A 23-year-old man.
You know what? It's tough to tell sometimes. Hipster or homeless?
Oh, I know. Especially when you're coming up from the backside.
You got to do the smell test.
A 23-year-old man in New Zealand recently broke into a zoo to steal a monkey for his girlfriend. But he fell while trying to scale a fence and ended up with a broken leg, a sprained ankle, and 2 busted teeth.
Monkey. I mean, how's that? Like, you impressing your woman, like, ta-da, monkey.
I'm hoping she asked for it at least. I just feel like you went home like, baby, I did something crazy for you today. I stole a monkey from the zoo.
I want one that bangs the cymbals.
Right? It's not even a trained monkey. It's still like... It's
a wild monkey.
It's a monkey.
In the most strict of terms, it's a wild monkey.
I mean, if you're getting a spider monkey, though, that's almost 6 G's.
He wanted a squirrel monkey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A nurse at a children's hospital near San Francisco recognized a new doctor's name last month because he was a premature baby she helped save almost 3 decades ago.
That's a crazy story. Very cool, too.
I'm sure it is. I'm not working on it, though. Tinder
I'm sure it's beautiful. Next.
Touching.
Yeah.
Touching moment.
Got to me.
Tinder released its new list of the most right-swiped jobs.
I'm guessing right swipe is good.
Yeah, they're attractive jobs for a guy to have. Radio host is not on the list anymore.
What about podcast host?
No, Ted.
They realize why we're on the radio when they meet us.
That's right. Let's see.
Doctor.
Most attractive jobs a man can have include interior designer, a pilot, and a physician's assistant.
Why physician's assistant?
Why are you a pilot? Because deep down,
I like it that you're not home a lot.
If you're a pilot, right? And I'm going to leave.
Mm-hmm. But you could land a plane on the Hudson River.
Yes, Mike, that is the goal of all people.
You could be Sully.
Sully's like, scratch that off my bucket list. S my pants while flying.
Looks like the most attractive jobs for women are kind of in that realm that they should be in.
Which is?
Nurse, dentist. The usual jobs that men would find attractive in a woman.
Chick wearing scrubs.
You guys care?
Yes.
Chicken scrubs.
You can say unemployed. It's like, cool.
Is bartender on there?
I don't know. It does say photographer, though. That's about it.
Advertising
I got nurse,
agents.
dentist, and photographer.
Oh, photographer. Aren't photographers just normally considered kind of creepy?
It depends on the photographer.
Yeah.
I'm always watching. According to a new survey, 17% of Americans read 0 books a year.
0.
Another 47 read between 1 and 5. So that means about 2/3 of the people in this country read fewer than 5 books a year.
Okay.
I can guess
I'm guilty.
concentrated.
I'm guilty on that.
Yeah, I don't read more than 5 books.
I read all day.
I don't read more than 5 books, but I will read at least more than a book a year.
I think some of those stats, they got to adjust, because it used to just mean people weren't reading, period. But I feel like nowadays, with everything online, people read a lot more.
You know what? That is a bit like, you're right. The people that have the time to read a book, when you don't have the internet, you're reading a book. Now, you can read all day. Right. It's just not a book.
And what if I listened to it?
Then you didn't read the book.
No, I don't
But I know what the book's about.
Well,
and it's word for word.
Yeah, but that's like the movie. It is word for word. I don't know.
Chocolate chip cookies are just about as addictive as cocaine, according to a new study.
No, they're not.
I know that.
Right? My problem is that there's different factors for a chocolate chip cookie. You can't just say chocolate chip cookies are addictive.
Well, they just did.
Why? Well, what is your...
Is it a soft cookie or a crunchy cookie?
Is it made with cocaine or is it made with batter?
Right.
Well, that's each to each their own. It's still a chocolate chip
what's
cookie.
What's the ratio of cookie to chocolate chip here?
Yeah, who made them? There's certain
Does it
people
matter?
I know, if they make them, they're delicious.
Okay, look, what's your favorite cookie?
For me, if I'm going store-bought, I like the Chips Ahoy Chewy cookie.
The Chips Ahoy Chewy. Have you ever had Otis Spunkmeyer? Was that his name?
That is his name.
I hope it's not
I
Spunkmeyer.
think I have.
It is. You don't want it to be Otis.
Well, those are like the ones you get warmed up.
Okay, all right. What about Famous Amos?
I do get crazy with the Famous Amos from time to time.
That's a completely different type of cookie and style from the ones that you mentioned. So it's like a hamburger or pizza. They're all different.
Exactly.
What about the...
But they're all as addictive as cocaine.
Right.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, here's the deal, right?
Most of my kids snorting chocolate chip cookies.
People that do cocaine, they always make the joke, right? Like, if you have cocaine, you're going to do it.
Sure.
And I also agree. Like, if there's a box of chocolate
chip cookies,
you're going to eat
it. Yeah.
And you probably eat all of them.
Yeah. Then
Are you constantly thinking about grabbing those cookies, Ted?
What's that?
Are you constantly thinking about grabbing those cookies?
I'm just saying, if they're in my house,
yes.
Like in the last 2 weeks, there were some cookies in my house. They lasted like 2 days.
What kind?
Milano's.
Oh, dude, no. You're forgiven on that. They're so good.
You can go through a whole package.
A bag is a serving, right? Like you just grab the bag and eat it.
Thank you for eating me.
Everyone hates Facebook, apparently. According to a new survey,
obviously.
42% of people have taken a break from checking it for several weeks or more this year, and 26% have deleted the app from their phone.
Yeah,
but that's no different than almost any other product that you voluntarily consume. I mean, people love Coca-Cola at the beginning of the year. Some people are going to cut it out for 4 months, right? But they go back to it. I mean, Facebook, it's like, look, it's a product that people use. I understand why and how it gets on their nerves, but there's still a billion people on it.
Well, and I've gotten frustrated with Facebook before,
Sure.
but then I take a break from it for a while, but then I realize that I'm frustrated with Twitter.
But here's the thing. Facebook, because
It's
other
not-
social media...
Is it Facebook
It's
or is it...
Facebook specific. Other social media sites don't, like, people don't bitch as much about them.
Okay.
And people don't get into those weird arguments and stuff, whereas Facebook just kind of breeds that. So that's why I think it's different, is like...
But it never leads to people on Facebook, right?
Well, and what I'm thinking, Ted, is I think when it comes to social media, if you say the term social media, the first thing that you think of is Facebook.
For sure.
So that's why really, when you talk about how
They're gonna bitch
social
about it,
media,
right.
yeah, right, if it frustrates you, it's always Facebook. I've been just as pissed off on Twitter as I have been on Facebook.
I mean, look, there's days I stop reading the news. I'm not mad at it's the news that's available to report on.
I think that has
You
a
know what I
lot
mean? Like,
to do with it.
right.
I think it has a lot to do with what's being shared, what people are looking at. And
But
some people
Facebook's the big one,
yeah,
man.
people make a determination. I don't want to see this, or I don't want to see my relative
Right.
post these types of things, or whatever it is. You just get like the point where I need to censor this.
Merriam-Webster just announced some new words they're adding to the dictionary.
What are they?
I'm not telling you, I'm not working on it.
Jeez.
A man in Virginia put up an electric fence this week to keep kids from walking on his lawn.
Come on,
Get
man.
off their lawn.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. You use the Scots.
Why can't it be the old-fashioned way where he cocks his shotgun and fires up in the air?
Like, get out of here, sons of bitches.
A mom in Florida has been getting death threats over a video that shows her giving her son a swirly by sticking his head in the toilet.
That's called a swirly. There's a name for that?
Yeah.
You never heard that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he must have been popular.
Why would you
right. I
get
never got a
death
swirly.
threats?
Because she's sticking her son's head in the toilet. She's a terrible mother, even though he did a bad thing. And I think he said something wrong because she said that she was gonna wash his mouth out with soap.
Well, then he cussed.
Right. But she dipped his head, like just a few tufts of his hair in the water instead.
Dude, listen, when I was growing up, based on what my parents could get away with, everyone else's parents could get, there'd be death threats all around.
I'd rather have my head in a toilet as a kid than my ass beaten with a belt.
There is no
Amen to that.
question
Yeah,
about that.
I'll take a wet head with a little poopy stink on it. Then
A man in Scotland is being ridiculed online for what he brought to work for lunch.
what do you bring?
I'll tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, my cock. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. First, the game is.
The Men's Room presents Profile
me throw a hook at it, please tell everyone how Profile This is played.
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes a story a story. Hello, Jared. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how you doing?
Hola. All right, Jared, you understand how this here game is played?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Here is your story. And it begins with a quote. You know, sweetheart, this is why there aren't any grocery stores in the black community. That's what a Cincinnati police officer told an 11-year-old black girl moments after tasing her for shoplifting $53 worth of food and clothing from a Kroger. Police say the 55-year-old off-duty officer was working security at the store when he tried to apprehend 3 girls. And what they're saying is a violation of department policy. He used a taser on one of them without warning and only turned on his body camera afterwards. Quote, that hurt my heart to do that to you. That's what he says to the girl in the video. That, of course, before addressing store closures in black communities. An internal review took note of the latter comment, which comes a year after the same guy was written up for using a homophobic slur. Anyway, this particular individual is now on administrative leave, pending an investigation. Do you believe that this police officer is black, white, Mexi, or Asian?
You know what's ironic about that is I'm actually at my Explorer duty, my local police department. I want to go with black.
You're saying the officer's black?
I would have to say black.
Okay. Hey, you know what?
You said it's your
Final
police
answer?
department.
Yep, I'm gonna have to say that is my final answer.
All right, we're going to find out if he was black, white, Mexican, or Asian next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Welcome back to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Profile this. We go to Cincinnati, and a guy who was an off-duty police officer working security at a grocery store.
Yeah.
And there were some girls in there. When I mean girls, including an 11-year-old, they were shoplifting. And the officer tased the 11-year-old girl and said something to the effect of, this is why there are no grocery stores in your neighborhood.
Quote, you know, sweetheart, this is why there aren't any grocery stores in the black community.
Okay. Now he is on administrative leave.
That is correct. And we asked you, did you believe this guy was black, white, Mexi, or Asian? And in spite of his quote, you went black anyway.
Oh yeah, man, of course.
You are correct.
What a wacky turn.
Curveball. I cannot believe he got that.
Oh, wow.
I was so proud of myself. I'm like,
he's
no
from
one
there.
will
He's
ever
from
guess.
there, I guess.
I know.
And it
Happen to
seemed,
know.
yeah, it seemed it was too obvious.
All right.
Right.
Now, for all the TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
the men's room presents TV Time with Ted.
You guys hug? You huggers?
I mean, depends. My kids.
Not your children.
No, friends
Not
that I
your
haven't
wife.
seen in a long time.
All right. I tend to be a hugger, but sometimes I get caught off guard as people are like, oh, yeah, you hug me. Like, yeah. Like, a lot of dudes aren't huggers. My brother, for one, not a big hugger.
Well, Ted, part of your problem is you keep hugging from behind.
Yeah.
That's where you go so wrong.
What the hell?
Half Nelson. So, I will say this, though. Hugging's gotten so big now.
Sure.
I feel like maybe I'm going to start not hugging people.
Oh, really? Just going on a little bit of a protest.
Yeah, or maybe like close to a hug, but not a real one. I saw some athletes doing that.
With a shoulder.
What is that? That's weirder. What are you doing?
Like instead of like an actual hug.
You just put your hands on my shoulders?
No, like here, Miles, I'll show you.
All right,
like
okay.
come
Lucky
in for a
Miles.
hug, but don't touch me.
Can't wait. Here we go.
Right? And we just go.
Oh, we don't touch.
We
What?
don't touch.
Oh, we just go like it's a fake hug. Yeah. It's like,
That looks ridiculous.
And then we just give one solid
Okay.
I'm thinking, anyhow, everybody's hugging. Maybe it's too much hugging. Everybody's loving everybody. Everybody's hugging. Seems peaceful.
Everybody is loving each other. Things are very peaceful, Ted. I agree.
Actually, you're right. Peaceful as hell in this country right now. Everybody's wearing the clothes they want, eating at fast food restaurants they want. Everything is fine.
Completely.
So, a lot of people hug. Some people don't. Dave Matthews, he's in a kind of a famous band.
What's the name of it?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
but
what is that?
he's a lead singer.
But he was on with Jimmy Kimmel. You should also know that Jimmy Kimmel's ex-girlfriend, Sarah Silverman, had been on this episode as well.
Okay.
So they kind of started talking about hugging a little bit, and whether hugging's good or bad.
Are you a hugger in general?
I think I'm less of a hugger now, unless it's Sarah Silverman.
I see.
I'm sort of I'm a bit of huggy. I like to, but I'm not.
You're not overly huggy. You're not hugging in a lechy kind of way.
No, I'm trying to slow it down because I feel like at 50, which is a while ago, but at 50, I just need to slow down.
Yes.
With the hugging.
With the hugging, specifically. See, I feel the opposite way. I was never much of a hugger, but now I feel like, maybe I should give people a hug and just literally slow it down a little.
Oh, okay.
Because my hugs I've been mocked for my hugs. They're so bad.
Okay.
I kind of reach over like this, and it's like a nothing hug,
If you want to see that full interview with Dave Matthews, you can check that out, the Men's Room Facebook page. I won't lie. I'm a good hugger. I've been credited with being a good hugger before. Yeah. There was a certain period of my life where I thought maybe that's how I'd raise extra income.
It's just be a professional
Hugging
hugger.
Professional hugger.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that didn't work out.
It didn't. It got weird.
I bet it did.
Yeah. Yeah, you charge people $1 for a hug, they think they can get a lot more than just a hug.
Well, I think
really?
your biggest problem would be return customers.
Yeah.
I think instantly you go, I did not think this through.
Right, somebody slaps down a 20, it's going to get awkward.
Ooh.
It's a lot of hugging.
Yeah, and most
I want a mouth hug.
because now you're like 20 minutes in.
Yeah, man.
60 seconds.
It was strange. But, sometimes you got to hug people. Our very own Mike Hawk. Not only is he a radio producer extraordinaire. Yeah, I wasn't sure what the word was there. I was going to say aficionado.
Oh, yeah, he does man of many hats.
Extraordinaire. Great human. Great cat owner. Bad lifeguard.
Hey, she ain't dead yet.
Bad lifeguard.
How many people died on your watch here, Mike?
Not on one.
All right.
I was a good lifeguard. They all
He
survived.
actually saved a life.
Drop the beat.
Did you save a life? Did you save a life?
did.
No way.
Yes. I didn't think you got a steak dinner.
That's right.
Oh, man.
But you also got fired.
Yeah, right.
How do you save a life as
Because
a
he didn't
lifeguard
save a
and
life
still
very
lose
well.
your job?
Because he didn't save a life very well.
Ask Des Bryant.
Because they ungrateful down there.
Jesus. So one of the other things he does do is he is an auctioneer. So there's always stuff going on, congressional meetings, this and that. So a protester got in there. She got really fired up. And I like this congressman, also an auctioneer, just kind of drowned her out.
Please help us, Mr. President, before it is too late. Because Jack Dorsey is trying to influence the election, to sway the election.
What'd she say? I can't understand her. What?
Steal the election. That is why he is censoring and shadow banning.
How about it in? 12 and a half, 15, 7 and a half, $20, 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 30. Hit $30 down here, 2 and a half, 5, 35, 7 and a half, 40. Hit $40, 2 and a half, 5, 45, 7 and a half, 50. Hit $50 down here, 2 and a half.
Officer, will you escort this young lady out, please?
Hit 2 and a half now, 5, 55, 7 and a half, 70. Hit 2 and a half now, 5, 75, 7 and a half, $80 to 5, 85, 90. Hit $100 a day and a quarter, 1 to quarter, 1 half and about to 2, 2 and a quarter. Hit 2 and a half and about 3, able to bomb 300. Hit 3 and a quarter. Cut 3 and a quarter now, half, 3 and a half. So divide 400. Yeah, but a 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half. We're selling the cell phone there. 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half. Hit 4 and a half. We're 75, 500, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. I yield back.
I'm going to say Jewish or Asian.
Easily.
Mike, could you top him? Was that good? Was that bad?
You know what? It was decent. He was definitely a cattle auctioneer back in his day. I could tell.
How could you tell? What was the tell?
What is the tell?
What was the
Just
tell?
the way that he was. First of all, if you know quarters, you're a cattle auctioneer. Only cattle auctioneers deal in quarters.
What do you mean a quarter?
You don't deal in quarters. You just deal in dollars.
Correct. Well, yeah, full amounts.
So why is it cattle so cheap?
Yeah, they sell it by the pound, or they'll sell the entire cow itself.
Right.
But by the pound, they'll
they
they'll
actually,
break it down
I'll throw in another quarter.
I
I'm
like
crazy.
that Mike can listen to an auctioneer and say, dude, he does livestock.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. He was actually doing a drill that they taught me in college. He's just going up by 2.5s. 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5, 15, 17.5 to 20, 22.5 to 25, 27.5 to 30. But a good auctioneer can go backwards.
Let's
13
hear
to
it.
27.5 to 25, 22.5 to 20, 17.5,
So you're talking
15,
him down.
2.5, 10, 7.5, 5, 2.5.
You're talking him down.
All right. Would you ever actually talk somebody down as an auctioneer? Or is that just hey, I'm better than the Congress?
Given to free to this man over
the
here.
The house doesn't want the money.
I'm just saying I could get more for the cell phone.
All right. Okay. All right.
I think it's still pretty impressive.
Oh, sure.
And he sold a cow in there.
That's a little known fact.
Yes, he did.
Dude, I will tell you this. I've had friends who bought a cow and got it butchered. And it was awesome. They had burgers and stuff forever. And then I had some friends that did it with a pig.
Crazy.
Yeah. You could, dude, I'll go.
You can buy half.
Hey, go halves on a pig.
That's right.
Here's your half a pig.
Bring. Hey, man, what you doing? Want to go halves on a pig?
Count me in.
I'm over.
It does help if you have an outside refrigerator.
Yes.
Sticking with politics, sort of.
All right.
Kevin Spacey, of course, was the star of House of Cards, which took place in Washington, D.C. And I believe at this point, Frank Underwood was the president at one point, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Basically, he's been creepy and molesty with people, so...
Creepy and molesty.
I don't know what to call
that
anymore.
directly from the evening news.
Yeah.
Shocking news from the set of House of Cards. Kevin Spacey, much beloved actor, getting creepy and molesty.
Yeah. So he's been on the outs. Basically, they're going to give his show kind of the Roseanne treatment. So we'll see how his character... We figure out that his character... They said they're going to write his character off. Claire Underwood, played by Robin Wright, basically gives a speech... Basically, it's going to pan to his headstone.
I feel like that show will do fine without him.
Right, because people that really like the show...
It's all the intrigue and all the stuff that goes along with it. I'm sure they loved his character, but I think it'll do just fine without him.
Yeah. It is funny, I was telling somebody the other day, like, with Netflix and everything, there's so many series, like, it's almost like sometimes with HBO or Showtime, you almost, like, forget them.
I do. I have my kids now, so they wanted to watch something the other day, so I'm going to just cable to search for it, and they're like, dude, it's on Netflix, and then I'm getting lost in it. Basically, they got the show themselves.
What did you recommend for my daughter?
The After Party.
The After Party. Okay.
Yes.
Kid, if you're listening, watch The After Party, because I won't remember.
Yeah, I think it's the first movie World Star ever made.
All right.
That'll make sense. Yeah, and what was I going to say? I got to get back on to my Luke Cage.
That's right.
Superhero. I will say, though, I've stolen his saying. Now.
Which is?
Always forward.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's solid. People respond to it. I mentioned earlier, Dave Matthews was on there talking about hugging and stuff with Jimmy Kimmel. So remember, Jimmy Kimmel and Sarah Silverman dated for a very long time, this and that. They obviously still have a relation. I mean, I don't know how great their relationship is. Obviously, they have to have one, as they're both pretty famous people in Hollywood.
But he also invites her on his show.
Yeah, they seem to be more tolerable.
He doesn't have to do that part, so obviously they get along.
Right. So she was on there, and she just sums it up that she kind of got the bad version of him.
What's going on with you dating-wise? Are you dating anyone now?
What's going on with me dating-wise? Yeah. I'm waiting for this tryst with you to be over. I mean, okay, Molly's cute. She's bright. She's funny. She's blonde, whatever. But, like, come on.
I have bad news. We've been married for 5 years.
Yeah, you've got the kids. You've got the marriage. I mean, all right, work it through. Like, you think she's going to wipe your when you're old?
I don't do it now, so why would she?
It's not fair. She gets like new woke Jimmy. I had man show Jimmy.
But she brings up a good point, right? Like
he's trim now. He's all like, he lost weight.
Yeah, he's like political and this and
healthy.
That. You forget, like, the man show was dudes chugging beers and girls
Carolla
jumping on trampolines.
And Joe Rogan before that.
After
that,
right. They were the original two. Was Carolla and Kimmel,
right?
And then when they left, then I want to say Stanhope and Rogan came in.
Okay.
Which, honestly, those are both funny. It just, I don't know. The Man Show was such a specific time, and like, it's just tough to take out both of them and replace them with two new guys. Mm-hmm. And I want to say the old guy, what was his name? Fox or whatever?
Guy who passed on?
Yeah, Ziggy Zaggy, oi, 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 that chugged the beers. Like, he passed on. It was just like, time and place.
Yeah, the old man show.
Right? The old man show.
Yeah!
Let's see. Nancy McKeon?
Nancy
Facts
McKeon.
of Life.
Yeah.
Facts of Life. Good call.
All right.
She's going to be on Dancing with the Stars. She played Joe
on the Facts of Life. So Stars is now in quotation
Wasn't
marks.
she the more? Oh, that was Blair.
Was she the bad girl with a heart of gold?
I think she might have been. Yes, the bad girl, the heart of gold. Golly.
Well, now she'll be on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, good.
So if you were a star at any point, and nothing against her, it's just like I only know her from Facts of Life, and when Facts of Life was on, I was a child.
Yeah, you know what? Facts of Life, I don't really remember.
Yeah, I mean, it's a spinoff from different strokes. Oh, I remember
because her name was Tootie.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, Tootie.
Yeah, and like I remember the song and stuff, but yeah, I don't remember watching that one. Like I said, like I remember like Different Strokes. Yeah, What's Happening? That kind of stuff.
What's happening?
What's happening?
You know.
Keith Sutherland, his show Designated Survivor. Good news. Netflix resurrected it. It got canceled by ABC, but Netflix is going to bring it back for a third season. That show is a survivor.
It is.
Yes, indeed.
Been waiting all day for that one, boys.
Oh, man. I see what you did there.
Roy Moore, child molester, is suing Sacha Baron Cohen.
Here we go.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Boom.
For $95 million because he wasn't smart enough and got fooled into acting like a jackass on Who's America.
No. I mean, listen, I understand he is upset, but he was doing it for defamation of character. And it's like, Sasha didn't say anything about you. He did an interview with you. Even if the interview's fake, I would think if you're of your principles, you don't change anything about it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like he didn't make you look anyway. That was you being you.
Answering the question.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders was on there too.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, man, however you choose to interact with people, that's your own business. He did not coerce you into anything.
Amelia Clark, I should have given you this for no S, says she's ruined her hair by dyeing it all those years for Game of Thrones.
She's the one who, like, bright white hair?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Darnelius?
Sure.
Darnarius.
Mm-hmm.
And remember.
Also a football player.
Right, and if there's a little dragon on their shoulder, they are not frozen.
Oh.
I was at a Halloween party, and I was like, I keep thinking about singing the song. She was like, what song? And I was like, from Frozen. And she's like, you think I'm from Frozen? And I was like, yeah.
How'd that work? How'd that pickup line work out for you?
The chick from Game of Thrones. That's fantastic.
Well, they both have ridiculously blonde, almost white hair.
They both talk about winter.
It's winter. Right? There's a braid in it.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know me, too. I've never even seen Frozen, but I was like, let it go, right? Huh? Yeah, that's probably late in the evening.
You went home alone that night, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. In some circles, we call that taking an L.
Right.
Or getting the whole bed to yourself. You know what I mean? Which is really nice. I think that's a win.
Yeah, I'm just going to stretch out my empty bed.
Yeah. Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I did not bounce back. Mm-hmm. Some ratings. Obviously, America's Got Talent does great. Miles, I hate to tell you what was the Third Watch show last week.
The Third Watch show?
What's something me and you both take pride in kind of hating, and people love
Black
it?
people.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, that's
I didn't mean to bring your private conversation.
Top three. I don't know.
Notre Dame football.
Oh.
Right, because we're always like, how do they have their own deal and everything?
NBC.
Well, right, it's on NBC. People love it. 7 million people tuned in.
By the way, real quick, I just discovered this about America's Got Talent. So you win a $1 million prize.
All right.
They give it to you as an annuity, and they do it over 40 years. So it works out to like 25 grand a year, right? They said, or you can take it all up front. And the way they do it, it's about $300,000, except after taxes, you would walk with about $175,000.
Who would do that then?
So, I mean, it's not the worst thing to get money, but when they say $1 million, it's not like you just get $1 million. You get it over 40 years. It is, man.
Yeah, I mean, if I want $1 million, I want the mill right there.
Right.
And
Cash.
I
want a cash, bitches.
I'm going to do it like corporations. I'm not giving any of this to taxes.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I'm serious, man. Google my money.
All my best friends call me Cash.
I would hand them a routing number to the cables.
I'm going to Amazon this cash. I'm not paying taxes.
60 Minutes repeat stays in the top 10.
Jesus.
Along with the show that never goes away, NCIS.
Oh.
It's amazing, man.
Really
all year
is.
round. People love that show. It's a repeat. Seen it 100 times.
Doesn't matter.
Me and 5.7 million of my best friends are going to watch the same repeat.
It's the Farmer's Almanac of television.
It really is.
Yeah, it's the new Reader's Digest.
Sure, it really is. Yeah, it's just there.
Okay.
And grandparents watch it. You don't know why.
Yeah, man.
Like everybody. They really do.
I'm telling you, it's a conversation starter for the
for the older generation.
Denny's? Yeah, you have done that. You have used NCIS before, haven't you, to talk to old people?
Like an hour conversation on a plane with a woman.
Oh,
you
good
get right into it.
Yeah.
Oh, they loved you. Absolutely.
Who's your favorite character? Well,
Mark Harmon.
If I had to think about it.
And I do.
Exactly. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. Mike's got your headlines coming up here in minutes. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Not so shocking news. This man who was arrested for threatening to blow up Disney, and he said he was sent by Al-Qaeda. Yeah, the guy's white. Meanwhile, a woman is angry over an exorcism money deal and pulls out a man's colostomy bag, hits him with an iron, and then a hard right. Missouri woman busted in Australian airport with cocaine in her heels. A couple visiting a cemetery find lucky man who might have had the squeals. And Ford recalls some sparking seatbelts. Yes, the seatbelts are sparking, and it's time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
All right, our top story. A father in Scotland is getting some flack online after his son posted a photo of what he brought to lunch on a work site. The son and co-workers were dumbfounded when among the lunches of sandwiches and fruit, the man plopped out a giant lobster, as well as a tub of microwavable seafood linguine.
Hey, man, go big. If you got it, you don't want to go bad.
If you're working, that's good carbs and protein,
That's
man.
right. Kidding me? Who would ever turn down a lobster?
I might in that case.
Okay.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. They only put it up there because they didn't think of it first. Jackasses. Father got some ridicule online, but all was good for a laugh. In other news, a woman in California showed up to a random man's door and asked for $5,000 so that she could go to Mexico to have an exorcism.
Okay.
Which is totally reasonable. However, it was also reasonable that the man refused to give the money. When he did, the woman flew into a rage, ripped out his colostomy bag, and began to assault him with an iron.
Yeah, that's because she had the devil inside her. She already told him that and needed the $5,000.
You know what? I didn't think about that, Miles. My bad. She continued to damage the home, breaking windows and then fleeing before police arrived on the scene. They were able to find her and arrest her. And, yeah.
Ernest Angley could have helped with that. Evil spirits, come out!
Ripped out his colostomy bag. That is a move.
Evil.
It is
come
move,
out,
man.
The pee, come out.
Was it hot?
We go to Australia, where a woman is facing trafficking charges after customs found her with 756 grams of cocaine on her person.
What was she trafficking?
Cocaine.
Oh.
She told authorities that she had been tricked online by an online suitor, but a judge determined that she was a willing participant in the crime, especially when she said, how much did they find in the
How
shoes?
much is in my heel, man? Tell me.
Jesus.
How many grams did you have on her?
756 grams.
Wow.
Damn.
If I were at customs, she had a best friend for the day.
Your party canceled in Australia.
I know.
You're more than a mule at that
That music
point there,
festival is not happening.
In North Carolina, a couple were at a cemetery to visit the grave of their granddaughter when they came upon an unusual yet ironic sight: a dead body.
That is a little weird. You feel like they should all be, somewhere other than exposed.
I would think it's a prank.
You know what? Probably
There's
at first.
a dead body in the cemetery. He's going to stand up and zombie me.
He even feels like a dead guy. Yeah.
He doesn't move when I poke him. The two called police, who identified him as, not kidding, Xavier Lucky.
Real lucky.
Super lucky. Lucky man. They pronounced
Well, that's
him,
why it's X-Lucky.
Ah, there it is. They pronounced him dead at the scene, having been shot at least once. An investigation is underway.
Damn. That's kind of convenient.
Yeah, right? Just dig a hole.
Just roll him over.
Some unhappy behavior down at the happiest place on earth. A man was arrested by Orange County PD for saying something that is likely to get one arrested. He told multiple employees at the park that he was sent by Al-Qaeda to, quote, blow the place up.
All right.
Gosh, we try to welcome everybody, but that Al-Qaeda talk's making us a little angry.
They all overreacted, and it was seen as some troubling talk, and authorities were called. While being questioned, the man vaguely remembered mentioning the terrorist organization, but couldn't fully remember what he had said.
Do you think that they still stayed in character? Because their whole thing there is like, Cinderella's like, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to have to call security.
Isn't it a thing like Mickey's posse will come out and take you away, or what?
Yeah, man. He's like the president. He's got security. Plus, Mickey doesn't talk.
Right.
So, you're right. The princesses talk.
Right.
Because they can. But, yeah, Mickey's not talking.
No.
Nobody else.
He ain't talking.
No.
He ain't no snitch. He ain't a rat. He's a mouse.
The man apologized, and it did seem somber, and it was discovered that he had suffered a head injury a few years ago that causes him to say inappropriate things.
Oh, I see.
I'll tell you who'll rat you out.
How did he fly down
Chuck
there?
E. Cheese.
He probably did. He was just probably saying really mean things to the stewardesses the entire time. He was still arrested on a charge of filing false report. Authorities did not find any bombing materials on his person or in his hotel room.
Even Al-Qaeda's like, yo, man, the happiest place on earth.
Do you know how much it costs to get into Disneyland? Like, once you get in there, you do not want to do anything to get kicked out.
No, you don't.
You want to be there all day so you can try to ride as many rides as you can, because that's
and you
got to
get that park hopper pass.
Yeah, you do. There's a lot of things you have to do.
Absolutely. It's a better deal.
Also, you're not in a comedy club. Just stop using the term bombing.
Right. The only time you still don't want to bomb then?
Yeah. You don't, but I'm saying, like, that's about the only place I could, like, just stop.
You can say out loud, I'm
funny,
bombing.
Right? Like, in this day and age, it's not funny to be like, oh, bomb it. Like, no, it's not funny.
Yeah, just stop. About 2 million Ford F-150s are being recalled for an ironic safety risk, the safety belts. Apparently, there have been reports of some front passenger seatbelt pretensioners that have been creating excessive sparks when they deploy. All fun and games. That's right. That's it for your headlines with that. Mike Hawk is out.
Hey, Mike, we appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the return of Ted versus the FCC. Bad jokes, and we will drink and toast with a shot of the day.
That is correct, unless we're lying. But in the meantime, we be all about this biatch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.